Hello everybody, this is KQ4LSY. I'm making this video to kind of show off a project that I've been working on for the past couple weeks. It's a project to bridge long distances that LoRa radios may not be able to bridge, specifically Meshtastic, and bridging them leveraging AX25 over uh, UHF or HF radios. So to kind of jump in to show you a normal kind of VHF radio node here, we've got yeah, I know it's messy and excuse the dog hair. We have the Meshcore node down here, Heltec V3 in this case. It's plugged into the Raspberry Pi over here using this multi-plug, along with an AIOC also plugged into the same Raspberry Pi Zero by NA6D that is plugged into a UV5R. So what happens is the LoRa radio receives a Meshcore packet. It sends it off as a KISS. This is programmed as a KISS node using the web flasher from Meshcore. It receives the packet. It goes into the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi checks it against a whitelist, a blacklist, and known channels, and sends it over the UV5R radio. And what would normally happen in a proper world would be the exact reverse with another node, where the first node that sent out the message, it would eventually go over the air to a second UV5R through the AIOC back to the Raspberry Pi, where it checks it against the same lists and sends it over the LoRa node. So this is the main menu of that software. On the left is a listen only node. So this would be somebody who maybe doesn't have a ham radio license, can't actually transmit. And if you actually take a look here, it's got an RTL SDR, software defined radio, plugged into it, which is tuned to allow it to receive the VHF messages and then transmit it over the LoRa packet. So they can at least participate in some way if they don't have a ham license. And on the right side, we have the node that I showed you down here. This exact node that has a UV5R hooked up to it. So we will start out with something simple here. Uh, I will go over here to the listening node and go to its message list, and that was menu one. And as you can see, you got a lot of information here, but we're just going to stick right now with viewing the messages, and that's the decrypted ones. So we'll go to that menu, and right here you'll see uh, the list of received messages along with these metrics here. So now on our talking node, normally it would receive in a LoRa message just from the outside, but I've currently got it in a little bit of an enclosed ecosystem here just for testing. Everything's very low power, including the VHF radios, just to keep from causing too much trouble while I'm trying to figure all this out. So I will actually go to not menu 3. I'll actually go to menu 4 here to just send a chat, and I just put this in for testing. Normally you wouldn't use this unless you feel like it. So I am going to send it instead of over both uh, Meshcore and AX25 at the same time. I'm going to change the direction, and I'm going to send it over just AX25. So now you can see it says this is going on the test channel, the hashtag test channel. So I'm just going to type in testing for YouTube. If I could spell. And right to my left, I saw the UV5R showing that it's transmitting. So now I'm going to go to the listening node on the left side, and I'm going to refresh. And right here you can see that signal has come in on the second node, showing that it's a VHF radio, the time it was received, the channel it was on, and who sent it and what it was. So now we're going to do the same test through, but in reverse over Meshcore. So to get out of this menu, I have to hit /Q. That takes me back to home. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to Messages, All Decrypted Messages. And on this one, I'm going to actually go back to the main menu. And I'm going to go to Send Messages. Now, the listening nodes automatically default to LoRa only, because there is no radio connected, or if there is a radio connected, if they do choose to go that route instead of using an SDR, which the SDR is significantly cheaper than buying a UV5R, buying the AOC, and the cable for it and all that. But this way they can at least send messages over LoRa. So I will just send the same message, testing for YouTube over LoRa. LoRa. So we'll just take a look here. And as you can see, actually, this is a good point. On the right side, on our talking node, it actually received that packet that the listening node sent out over LoRa. And it wouldn't have retransmitted this. My apologies. It actually just heard it coming in through Meshcore after the second node with the SDR received the packet, it went through the PI and got sent back out over Meshcore. Now we're just going to do the reverse here. So just get that there. I'm going to send that out over LoRa. I just saw it actually come back through and get actually retransmitted over AX25. There we are. And you'll notice that, and I'll refresh again, that LoRa message only came back through once. There is some anti-looping software in here to keep it from, continuously shaking hands and in sending the loops. And this won't be it. It won't always resend it over LoRa with the bridge's name. It should retain the original sender's name, pretty much just tunneling it through. And let's see, we'll go back to the home here. Now, some folks, when I brought this idea up in a few of the Discords, were worried that sending non-ham traffic over ham radio is, a big no-no as I understand it. I won't pretend I know all the rules. I'm making the software. You choose how to use it. That's on you. Let's see. So we'll actually go to whitelist to show how I've dealt with that. There is a whitelist and a blacklist for both AX25 and LoRa here. So that way, if you are trying to be legal and do this properly, you can keep the whitelist on and only add people to the whitelist if they actually are known ham radio enthusiasts with a license. So let's see, to just show you how this works. The whitelist is on, and let's see, I am going to remove from the AX25 list, and I believe it was KQ4 LSY 10. Oh, okay, maybe I didn't add it to this one. I will have to check. But for now, let me go back to my listening node over here and see if that's where I actually had it on the whitelist. Let me just check. Nothing's on the whitelist. We are going to add a name to the blacklist here. And we'll do it on AX25. and we'll do KQ4 LSY 9 because that is my talking node. Oh, I had actually already had it there. And then we have to actually restart the bridge every time we make a change for this. Alright, restart that. There we are. So now, we will actually go back to messages heard. We'll go to VHF stations. Oh, I apologize. I'm in the wrong. I've made these and I still don't know my way around them. Let's see. We're actually going to messages, all decrypted messages. There we are. So now we will actually send a message over AX25 back to this node. Sorry, I'm jumping around. Like I said, I haven't practiced much, haven't made a script. I'm just kind of bouncing around just to kind of show how this works. So I'm going to actually send a test message over just AX25. Let's see, testing whitelist. And it just sent it. I'm going to refresh on the listening node. And now you'll see that since I added that node to the blacklist, it actually blocked retransmission. It'll still tell you who sent it, where you got it, when, and it will even decode the message if that channel's been added and allow you to at least see who's transmitting and what the blocked person you're seeing is saying. But it won't be retransmitted, and that can be done for over LoRa or AX25. I've also let's see, added the ability to do that with channels. So if you'll notice, the only two channels currently added are public and test, and that's because there's no decryption over ham radio. But as I understand it, as long as I send it with a known encryption key, and this is just, I'm not a lawyer, I'm just guessing here. It's something that's known to the public. Every LoRa node comes with it. Every rendition of this software will at least have the hex key for the encryption for public and test channels. So I believe that makes it legal. We're just going to hope there, seeing as anybody who uses this software would be able to read all those messages, including, well, similar to kind of how JS8 call, you need to be running the software to be able to understand the messages. And, PSK and all that. But you can actually add a channel. And that would just, like I said, you go through the channel name. We'll do ham. And then it would want the hex key, which I don't have for that. You would make the channel on your phone first. And then when you go to share, the hex key will be there and you can type it in. If you get that hex key wrong, you will not decode. So I've kind of been rambling for a while. We will go to the station heard, and we'll go to VHF stations heard. And right here you can see that's the last time it heard my VHF stations. Very, very straightforward. Let's see. And you could do the same thing for the Meshcore. Now, I was going somewhere here. Let's see, is it under tools? Now under here is where all your tools are. You could see the bridge log of exactly what this is seeing and when it receives things. And this updates periodically. It's mostly just really useful for debugging. You can do a round trip test where it sends 5 messages and then while on a second node you have listening, and it will make sure that it received and decoded all 5 messages. And let's see, you can mess with the all-in-one cable's audio levels. I think I've got them set good here, but if your mileage varies, you can change them there. Editing the config, this is basically like if you need to edit this after setup, whether it be change your call sign, change your station name, things like that. If you need to restart the bridge service, if something's not running right, if it's not recognizing a Meshcore node or your all-in-one cable, or hopefully the DigiRig if I get that working soon, you just would hit 6 and it would restart it. 7, station adverts every 11 minutes is where I have it set right now, and I need to add, I believe it's in the config, but I need to check again. Uh, but this will at least, just like I said, advertise the station. You can send one out manually. That way, if anybody else hears you, they'll respond back, and that way you build a little repertoire of who you can and can't see and talk to. And let's see. And to be straightforward and honest, I am using AI to assist me in making this. I would not be able to do it any other way. Let's see here. I believe that's about everything I wanted to show, but I will show the round trip test after I remove that channel from the blacklist. So let's see. Where are you here? Ah. Oh, like I said, still learning. I haven't done too much with the blacklists and whitelists. Let's see. Remove from A20 KQ4 LSY-9. Then we'll restart the bridge, and now it'll actually receive those messages, because you can't send a test message to a node that has you blacklisted. It won't actually work out well. So let's see, we'll go to tools on the talking node, and now first you need to turn on the listening node, and then you'll, on your talking node, you will hit send instead of listen, and it will send out 5 packets over AX25, and as you can see, they are popping up on the left side. And it'll send, hopefully, and receive all 5. And this is just to see, kind of gauge how, propagation's going right now. Are you actually getting out there? Or there's some other problems? Because if you only receive a few of them, then uh, your signal might not be as great. You might not have line of sight, things like that. So I will get out of here first, and I can't remember if those messages actually go to the messages heard. Let's see. Yes. So in this menu as well, I forgot to mention this. You can actually save all your messages heard, and from now on. And whenever you want to, you can hit V and view messages. I've only got 18 saved, but it will show everything. So I might break that into pages later if this ends up working out. Let's see. And then, of course, up here on the disk, it'll actually show you. So if this is getting too big, you might have to come in here and delete some messages. But I highly doubt it. We're in the kilobytes right here. Just if you use a big SD card, it very well may last forever in a mesh that isn't that busy. Now, there is one more feature, and I keep saying that because I keep forgetting. On the main menu, on the whitelist, if you look, you can actually toggle the whitelist off. And where is it? And this will actually turn it off, and this will... Now, the problem with this is it will relay all Meshcore traffic in every channel, even if it's not added to, added for you to decrypt it. It will pass along all that Meshcore traffic from every node it hears on every channel, along with unlicensed people that can't transmit on the ham bands. This is more for debugging and things like that. If you're in a place where you can do that, power to you, do it. If you don't care, that's not my business. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just, like I said, I'm just making the software. How people use the software is up to them. I would really like to see more maybe NVIS deployments of nodes like this where we can really get maybe some smaller meshes to combine with the larger meshes in places like Central and East Tennessee, like where I'm located. At least for the people on ham with a ham license. Oh, but for now, I'm going to leave the whitelist on. And that's really all I have to say. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments. If you have any recommendations, feel free to throw them down there. I'm just one guy working on this, trying to figure it out, have a little fun along the way, and contribute to this awesome project that the comms channel has really put forward. And thank you all. Have a good day. This is KQ4 LSY and 73. Just as a PS, because I kept forgetting features, I did make some stuff here where, as you can see, the web interface here, if you hold control and click on that, it'll take you here, which when I get this more into a final workable form, I will have a URL to put in your browser to just hook straight up to it so you don't actually have to SSH into it or connect it. So this kind of pulls double duty here. It when you first start up the node after configuring it, it will try to connect to Wi-Fi, at least if you've put any Wi-Fi in to for it to connect to. And if it doesn't connect to Wi-Fi, it will actually start to output a Wi-Fi signal, and it will let you connect to that, say with your phone or a laptop. And then when you go to the browser and you type in the URL, that I will figure out the final one later, it'll bring you here, and you can control everything from it. You can see I've been doing a little bit more testing here. This has pretty much all the features that the menus you saw when I was SSH'd into it had. Just a little prettier, a little something more modern, and something you don't have to really know much to be able to access and use. And now that's the actual end of the video.